Here I'm creating a borderline and we'll mark our length of 23 inches. Place 23 inches on the other end and rule a line across. We'll get the pattern box next, and you get this by dividing the widest circumference by 2 and adding 3 inches to it. The hem of the blouse here is the widest circumference, which is 38. That was divided into 2, 3 inches added, and that is the line I'm ruling across now. Go ahead to divide our box into 2 again. This gives you your front box and your back box. Now we'll go ahead to mark the shoulder. The shoulder is 15 inches divided by 2. That's for the front, and this is for the back. Then you mark your chest line. You get your chest line by dividing your bust by 6 and adding 2.5 inches. Mark the resulting answer on different points and get a straight line. Mark your shoulder measurement again on the chest line. This is so you get a straight line. We go ahead now to label the CL, that's the chest line, and the shoulder line. Come down from your chest line by 1.5 inches. This serves as your nipple to nipple line or your bust span line. Next, come down from your shoulder line to mark the underbust. The underbust measurement here is 14 inches. Mark the point and rule a line across. Next, take the half length measurement for the front. The half length measurement for the front here is 17 inches. Place 17 inches on both ends. And for the back, the half length is 15 inches. So mark 15 inches on both ends again. To get the exact half length, you can put a tape around the waist, the true waist line, to get the length for the front. And from the back of the neck bone, you come down to take the half length for the back because they are usually not the same. Place the difference between the half length for the front and the half length for the back. Here it is 2 inches, and go upwards from the border line by 2 inches. That is the top length for the back and the top length for the front. Next, slope the shoulder for the front by 1 inch and slope the shoulder for the back by half an inch. Mark the standard neckline, 3 inches width and 1 inch depth for the back. And the standard neckline for the front is 3 inches width and 3 inches depth. With the help of the French curve, you connect the points. Next, connect the shoulder line for the front and the back. Next, we will get the midpoint of the armhole from the shoulder slope to the chest line. At this point, we will be creating the armhole tightening. Transfer the inches you got there to the back. It's about 3.75. This figure also serves as a bust span. So come in from the armhole line by 0.5 for the front and 0.25 for the back. Connect this point to the shoulder slope. Next, we are going to use that 3.75 from the chest line to the mid armhole and transfer it from the center front, starting from your nipple to nipple line. Place 3.75 on different points just for you to get a straight line. On the back block, come in by 1 inch on the half length, come down by 4 inches from the shoulder line and connect the line. This serves as the back tightening. To help eliminate zipper bulge, proceed to connect the line, stopping at 1 inch before the top length. For the dart intake for the back, we'll be using 4.75 inches as against 3.75 inches because of the back tightening of 1 inch. Come down below the chest line of the back by 1 inch and plot the 4.75 inches again. Do the same thing around the hem area. You'll be coming up by 1 inch from the hem to plot your 4.75 inches. Then you connect the lines. Connect the line also for the front dart. The front dart will stop 2 inches before the hem of the top. Open up the dart by half an inch on both sides. Then go ahead to connect the lines as shown for the back and the front block as well. When we are done plotting the dart, we are going to divide our circumferences starting from the bust. The bust is 36 divided by 4. That will give us 9 inches. While plotting that for the back, start from the zipper tightening line. Next, we will take the waist measurement, divide the waist by 4. Then replace the dart, the 1 inch taken for the dart. At the hem of the top, you divide the round circumference by 4 and plot it there. Then you connect the lines as shown. At the back, while taking the waist measurement for the back, start from the back tightening line. That is the new center back. So you divide it by 4 and add the 1 inch also for the dart, and plot the top hip circumference as done for the front. Connect the lines as shown and complete that of the front. Connect the armhole for the back and the front. Plot the bust dart. The bust dart is the difference between the front length and the back half length. In this case, we have 2 inches to be the difference, and you connect that line to the bust dart. The shaded area will be cut out. The bust dart helps the front and the back length to align. You can alter the neckline as desired at this point. You can go ahead to tighten the under bust if you do not want to use the basic dart only. It is advisable to have 3 inches from the center front to that point. And on the other dart leg, go outward by 1 inch. Take the lines with a slight curve to the nipple point as shown. While placing the curve on the side front, ensure to avoid sharp points. You can go in from the main nipple point by half an inch. Go ahead now to connect the lines matching up with the dart legs. You can cut off these darts following the movement of my fingers or use your basic darts. Let's go on to alter this to a shoulder bustier. Divide what you have from the shoulder tip to the neck width and get the middle point. Next, connect the line to the nipple point. Open up the dart on the shoulder by 2 inches and connect that line to the side nipple points. The shaded area will be cut off. We are now to replace the 2 inches by extending the shoulder. The shoulder is extended by 2 inches. Connect that with a curve to the chest line as shown. Now I am labeling the side front and the center front. All shaded areas will be cut off. It is needless to open up a dart on the shoulder of the back block, so we'll just be dividing the neck width of the back to the shoulder tip and connect the line to the starting point of the dart legs. Indicate by labeling the side back and the center back. Here's me showing you that an armhole printed dart can also be achieved from this pattern block. Let's cut the pattern starting from dividing the dart line, stopping at the nipple point. Divide the line demarcating the front block and the back block and close the bust dart as shown. When you close the bust dart, notice that the lines are not matching anymore at the side, so you're going to blend the line back to have everything well aligned. Then cut around the armhole. I'm cutting the basic dart first. When you decide on using the under bust tightening dart, then you go ahead to cut the line out, cutting the basic dart of the other side and proceeding to close the shoulder dart. You have to close the dart, so have that lines well blended before you go ahead to cut it. So I'm trying to make sure that everything is aligned properly. Cut out the neckline and then cut the shoulder before going ahead to cutting out the darts. When the dart is cut out, let's see if the sides are matching. Now the sides are matching because the bust dart was closed. Now I'll go ahead to cut out the under bust tightening. This helps create the cup bustier effect. Take seriously cutting out excesses on the nipple point area to help the cup well rounded. Cut out the under bust tightening on the center front piece. When we are done with the front pattern, we go ahead to cut that of the back, cutting out the back tightening on the center back, the armhole, the shoulder line, the neckline, dividing the dart leg all the way to the shoulder and cutting off the darts. Trim off the side excesses, and the final thing to do is to go upward by 1 inch on the hem, the side hem of the top, and create a slight curve. This helps the top to be well shaped and not straight at the hem of the top to give it a well defined look. Here I am showing you that an off shoulder can also be created with this pattern. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Here is the pattern set.